Hi, this is Dr. Anthereca with another episode of Conversations with Dr. Lane. We have an exciting show for you today. We have Carl and Michelle Jarman. Carl and Michelle Jarman are credit repair specialists. I know there are a lot of people out there who could benefit from their expertise. I'm so excited to share their information with you today. Here we go. Hello, this is Dr. Anthereca Lane with Conversations with Dr. Lane. Today we have two wonderful guests with us. We have Carl and Michelle Jarman. Carl and Michelle have been credit consultants for 4 years. They have also been married for 11 years. They got started with the credit repair process due to unforeseen circumstances with Carl's job, causing both of their credit scores to plummet. Once enrolling in their program and receiving amazing results in just 45 days, they knew there were so many people who could benefit from the same results. Overall, their scores have increased over 500 points. This testimony led them to discover their purpose in inspiring others to reach their maximum potential. Their clients have been able to qualify for home ownership, new cars, lines of credit, just to name a few. They also have led a successful team of agents and helped to establish their credit repair franchises here in Cincinnati, in Atlanta, Dallas, Florida, and Tennessee. Carl and Michelle have led many local seminars and workshops in the community. They love to educate, inspire, and empower others to strive for greatness. Carl and Michelle have a daughter who is a recent graduate of University of Pittsburgh and a 9-year-old son who will be going into the 4th grade. They attend Gray Road Church of Christ here in Cincinnati, Ohio. They enjoy vacationing and spending time with family. I'm even excited to get to talk to you today, Carl and Michelle. How are you doing this evening?
We're doing great. Wow. Thank you for having us.
Good to see you.
Well, great. Well, we're going to get right to it with our questions today. There's so much that we need to cover in regards to credit and credit repair. So, why did you want to create a business focused on credit repair?
Well, I knew that there were a lot of people, including myself, who needed credit repair or had credit issues. And so I saw the value of the credit program and being able to help people and also being able to educate your everyday consumer that doesn't have a lot of education on what credit entails and credit reports and things like that. So I thought that it would be of great value to get involved in a business that could go out and help the community and help others that were in a situation like myself.
So what exactly is credit repair?
Well, credit repair is a legal and it's a moral way to remove any erroneous, any derogatory, any obsolete items from your credit report. So a lot of people don't know, but 4 out of 5 credit reports have errors on them. So that's 80%. And people don't know just because they haven't checked them. They've never seen them. They don't, follow up with those credit reports. You can get a free report each year at annualcreditreport.com, but that will just give you a free credit report. It won't give you the scores. You can go to Experian 3 Bureau. So it's Experian and the number 3 in Bureau. If you search that, you will be able to get your scores. And you can be able to look and see what's on your credit report.
So if I'm sitting at home and I'm thinking about my credit, at what point should I think to myself that I might need credit repair?
Well, first off, knowing what's on your credit report is key. I don't even know if I'm in credit trouble unless I know really what's reporting on my credit report, right? So I say the first thing is being proactive and knowing what is on your credit report. Being able to get a copy of that so that you know of the items that are negatively impacting your credit score. There are three main or heavy hitters, if you will. If you are in bankruptcy, if you are experiencing tax liens or you have tax liens, or any judgment against you, then at that point you can start thinking credit repair.
We talked a little bit about the credit repair and knowing what's actually on your credit report, but I also hear a lot of talk about the actual credit score. Can you tell me a little bit about what goes into making a credit score?
Yeah, so a credit score just tells lenders about your credit worthiness. So, how likely you are to be able to pay back loans based on your credit history. It's calculated using a formula, and most lenders use a FICO. They use the FICO score. The FICO score goes from a 300 to an 850. So that's the range in the credit score. And, depending on where your score is, it will influence, what the terms of a loan are, what your interest rates will be. Credit scores, it's a vital part of the credit health. And I know, Dr. Lane, you're in the medical field, and it's kind of like, that's how your credit score is. It's like like a heartbeat, it's monitored, like it's a vital sign all the time. So even when you don't know, that credit score, it's kind of like it's written across your forehead. A good score would be anywhere in the ranges of between about a 670 and a 739. Very good would be that 739 to 799. And then an excellent credit score would be 800 plus. So that makes up of what a credit score is. Now, some people don't have credit and they may need to build their credit. And so there's ways for them to do that as well, to build your credit. So some may apply for a secured card, and they would have to fund their own deposit for that. And, but some scores are too low to even be approved for a secured card. Now, our company does offer a secured card at an interest rate of 11.99, and it's 100% approved as long as you haven't had a bankruptcy in the last year. So that helps build credit. Now, some people may be thinking, if they have children even, how can I set them up for success before they get to the place of, being able to maintain credit cards responsibly on their own. And you can, even as young as 13, some credit cards, you can add your child as an authorized user on that card, as long as you have good standing with that credit card, and it will help build their credit.
Okay, I might be a little biased, but I really like the analogy of your credit score is a vital sign for your credit. I think that's excellent. So in medicine, vital signs are your blood pressure, your pulse, your respiratory rate. So of course that leads me to wonder what actually makes up the credit score, the vital sign for our credit.
So your credit score is like your pulse. It's like your heartbeat. That's what keeps you ticking. That's what keeps you living. Bad credit score, you're walking dead, right? So I always think about it that way, because there are many different components that make up your credit score. The main one being payment history. 35% of your credit score is compiled of, or is made up of, a part of your payment history. The next part is your utilization. You want to keep your utilization on your credit cards of 30% or less. So in other words, you have $1,000 credit limit. You want to keep that balance within 30% of that credit limit. There's also the length of your credit. So the time that you've had your credit history. A lot of the creditors are going to focus in on how long have you been credit worthy? How long have you been able to maintain a good payment history? They're going to look at that. That's huge. Your new credit makes up about 10% of that credit pie, if you will. New credit. So they want to see that you were able to establish new credit cards, maybe a car loan like I was able to do to benefit from my credit score. One of the other things is making sure that you don't have too many hard inquiries on your credit report. That can hugely impact your credit score in a negative manner. So you want to make sure that you have all of those things together to make up a good credit score. So a lot of people think that it's just paying your bills on time, right? And that's all that it is. it's really important that you're factoring in and really paying attention to those different components of that credit pie that we just discussed.
That's excellent. I think you're going to definitely help someone with that information, Carl and Michelle. I think a lot of people are not aware of what actually makes up that credit score. So I think that's extremely valuable information. So, what are some ways that we can actually monitor our credit?
Yeah, so there's certain apps and websites that you can go to monitor your credit. Some of the more popular ones are Credit Karma, Credit Sesame. Those are some ones that kind of give you a gauge of where your credit score is. So they use a different model scoring system. They use a Vantage scoring system, and that just means they kind of put different weights on the components of the credit score. However, it kind of gives you an idea or a roundabout, estimate of where your credit score is. But you really want to have a good picture of what that is by, making sure that you know what your FICO score is. Now, our company does offer credit monitoring, and the monitoring that we use is the Smart Credit, which is more similar to the FICO score. But in that, it's going to break down that credit score. It's going to tell you your insurance score. So if you were looking for different rates for insurance, it's going to tell you your auto score. If you were looking to purchase a car, it's even going to tell you your hiring index, because some people get passed up on promotions because their credit score is hurting. And so a lot of people aren't even aware of that, but that does affect, promotions and even employment. So that monitoring tool that our company provides gives you the big picture.
Wow, it really sounds like your company provides really a host of services that can be extremely valuable in this area. What do you think are the top mistakes people make with credit?
I think, and I mentioned this before, just not knowing what's on your credit. That is probably the biggest mistake that people make, is just not knowing or being aware of what's on your credit report. Because if you don't know what's on your credit report, you don't know what needs to be fixed, right? So you go on year after year thinking that everything's okay when really it's not, because you're not even aware of what's on your credit report. I think using more than that 30% utilization on those credit cards is another mistake people make, because they think, hey, if my limit's 1,000, I can spend 1,000 as long as I make my minimum payment at the end of the month, then I'm okay. That's not really true, and that hurts a lot of people. I think that what's big is not having that perfect mix that we were talking about. So having that good mix of makes up about 10% of your score, showing you how to handle a variety of debt. I mean, that kind of shows that you're able to do that you're able to handle a variety of different debt and have that perfect mix. So you may have installment loans, car loans, a mortgage, credit cards, things like that, and you have a perfect mix of a lot of different things that you're able to maintain payments.
I know after hearing some of this, some people may be concerned that credit is bad and it's something that they should stay away from completely. Are there proper ways to use credit, and if so, how do we use credit properly?
Yeah, so that's where the education comes in. So a lot of people, stay away from credit cards. They think, oh no, I only use cash, and it's using those credit cards responsibly. That's the key. So, like Carl had mentioned, you definitely want to make sure that you are staying underneath that 30% utilization. We actually coach our clients 9% or below utilization. So, I think of it in terms of grades. A 30% would be about a C, but that 9% is going to be more that A or B in that area component of your credit score. So you want to make sure that you're using a little bit of that balance. So I just say, if you have like a subscription like to Netflix, charge that on the card. And then it's important to make sure you call the credit card companies and get the statement date or report date. You want to make sure that you are making a payment by that date. And then also, if you can, make a payment by your due date. So you're making 2 payments on those cards. And then you're not using your card anywhere in between the date of the statement date and report date. So you're making payments by those dates, not using it within that time frame, and only paying it down to $1. So you don't want to pay it down to zero because you do get credit for utilization. So just paying it down to $1 is going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. And, like I said, if you are someone who can't get a credit card to get started to establishing that credit and building your credit, our company does provide a card through First Progress, which can help you do that.
If a person has a credit card and they finally paid off that card, would you advise them closing that credit card?
I would say keep that credit card open. It can affect your credit age. So the biggest thing one of the things that I talked about before as part of being one of the components or the main components of the credit score is your credit age and how long you've been able to maintain or keep a stable credit history, right? So this makes up probably about 15% of your credit score. So you want to make sure that you keep those open, okay? You don't want to close them out. Maybe you don't want to use them, so you can put them away or you can cut them up, whatever you want to do with them. And maybe you're not using them, but they're still on file as being active accounts. You want to keep those cards active even if you do pay them off or pay them down.
So as a business owner, can you discuss some ways that we actually could leverage credit for growth?
So the goal for business owners, is to save your money. So you want to save your money and, with credit, you want to use other people's money. So that, you want to have that leverage as a business owner. With some people may not even be aware, but an 800 credit score has more purchasing power than $100,000. That's a lot of buying power. And, as a business owner, you're able to leverage your good credit. You could do such things like invest in rental properties. You can, purchase buildings if you need commercial property. You could also be approved for credit cards with large limits, and you can use those limits for down payments, business supplies, etc. Also, good credit is going to allow you, if need be, to finance a vehicle. So maybe you need a company car, and that is definitely going to be able to get that done for you. So overall, for business owners, having good credit really gives you that financial flexibility.
Wow, Carl and Michelle, this has been exciting to learn about credit today. I think you've really taught everyone some very valuable information. How about we just talk a little bit about some of the services that your company provides?
Yes, we offer a host of services. The main one being the credit restoration piece, right? That is the piece that actually helps repair your credit. So that is the most important service in our business lineup. We do have other services, including Privacy Armor, which is similar to LifeLock, which helps to protect our clients' identity while they're going through the credit repair process. The last thing we want is for them to have their information stolen and help mess their credit up while we're helping them to improve their credit situation. We also have access to a will, power of attorney, and trust, which is about a $5,000 amount that it will cost if you went legally or through an attorney. You get this as part of the service. So for those people who are looking for a way to protect their assets and things after they're gone, right? They will have access or an opportunity to get a will, no matter how old you are, right? A will can be important for everybody. So will, power of attorney, and trust is another piece of our service. We also offer such credit services as Debt Zero, which helps you to navigate through your credit situation and assist you in getting your scores down to a manageable debt, if not eliminated altogether. We also do have another service that is Credit Builder, which helps you to build your credit. So for those people out there who don't have a lot of credit established, we have a program or a service that's within the program that helps you to build that credit and get to a part of your credit situation where you're improving it as well. We also do have a lot of pharmacy discounts and things like that you can take advantage of, hotel discounts, car rental discounts, and things like that. So we do have a lot of services to help benefit those who are in credit repair need. Another one of the most important services is access to a credit attorney. So we do have access to credit attorneys who can help help you navigate through credit issues. So if you have legal credit issues that you need to take care of, we do have attorneys that can help you through that process. They're there 24 hours a day. They're very helpful. They can help you in legal lawsuits if you need them, if you're going through credit problems or you have creditors that are harassing you or calling you or sending you harassing mail. They can be there to assist in helping you get through those credit problems.
I think that credit attorney service is extremely valuable.
Yes.
As a business owner myself, I've been just totally blown away by the power that an attorney gives you. I mean, just simply having your attorney write a letter sometimes is all you need.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so I think that's extremely valuable. If you're able to just explain a little bit about how the credit repair process works.
So our company leverages the Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1971, and it just simply states that anything can be challenged or disputed on your credit report. If it's not verified within 30 days, then legally it has to be removed. So what we do, our company has actual credit attorneys that are doing the disputing process for our clients. We definitely believe in letting the professionals handle that part of that because they know the credit laws. They know when any creditors are in violation and they were able to act accordingly. And they're able to also represent our clients and they will file suit on behalf if they notice any type of credit errors, any debt harassment or anything like that. So with that being said, they are going to write up the dispute letters for our clients. And then those dispute letters are going to be mailed to clients. They look them over, sign them, send them back to the 3 credit bureaus. They have that 30-day waiting period. So typically about day 40, they get updates in the mail from the credit bureaus, and it'll show things that have been deleted and updated, which will result in a credit score increase. Anything that still showed verified will go back into their next dispute file. Every 60 days, they get a new set of dispute letters, and then that will be challenged again through our credit attorney. So typically, our clients see results in 45 days, and on average, need our program for about 4 to 6 months. But our company to date has removed close to 2 million negative items from our clients' credit reports.
Wow, that is exciting. So, what would you say to that person who may be considering a credit repair process, but he or she is really concerned that being connected to a credit repair process might negatively impact them?
Well, yeah. So, there's a lot of people who are skeptical. And, I just say that our company's results really stand for themselves. So our company has been around 16 years, debt-free company, over 100% annual sales growth, and have removed, close to 2 million negative items from credit reports. If there's clients that have received a credit decrease in their score, it's typically because they have not followed what's kind of laid out in the coaching guidelines. So if they've made a late payment, it can drop their score 50 to 100 points. If they are using way more on their credit card utilization than should be, that's going to drop your score. If you have too many hard inquiries, so you're opening new accounts, and if you have more than 4 of those within 1 to 2 years, that is going to affect 10% of your score. And so that is going to drop your score as well. So there's different things that our clients, need to make sure that they understand in the program so that they can be working for their betterment with their credit score and not working against the program.
If we have listeners that would like to get in touch with you after the show, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Real easy. Our telephone number, you can reach us at 888-399-4441. So again, that's 888-399-4441.
Well, that's excellent, Carl and Michelle. This has been a great conversation about credit. I think ideally, if we could all pay with cash, it would be awesome. But I think it's very important that if we're going to use credit, that we get the education and learn how to use it. And if you find yourself in trouble, know who the experts are. Where are the resources in the community where you can basically put yourself in a better situation once again? Thank you, Carl and Michelle. This has been Dr. Anthereca Lane with Conversations with Dr. Lane.